time. So if you're just tuning in live, I've just tried to start the live stream, and basically YouTube Live has just reconnected me, which, as most of you will know, if this happens, basically your stream just goes completely wrong. So I've just tried to reload it, just tried to go through the Wi-Fi, trying to get it to work again, and I'm going to give this another go. If it goes off again, I'm going to try via another source. So I've got a couple of laptops, so I'll try and do the stream from there. But yeah, it looks like we've got some connectivity problems. Just to say very quickly, folks, obviously I've already done my intro, but if you're listening on YouTube podcasts and YouTube audio, basically the reason why it started like that, it's because basically my Wi-Fi is just crapped out basically. So I'm hoping that it will hold steady. If not, like I said, I'll go onto my laptop and or another laptop and we'll try again. But yeah, I don't know how long this is going to hold for, so I'll try and get through what's happened as quickly as I can do, because it's not looking like the Wi-Fi is too great in my house at the minute, which is very, very unhelpful. But there you go. So yeah, before I got interrupted, I was just saying that the show was very, very good for Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I'll go through Saturday night's main event and the promo that everyone's going mental about, that they just released WWE a minute ago, and we'll go from there. But yeah, Raw was excellent. Another excellent show. Very, very good. Thoroughly enjoyable. I what was I trying? What was I saying before? Yeah, no, just a shout out to the crowd. Like I said before, the crowd in Cali was really, really good. Very, very good. They didn't shut up the entire night. Very enthusiastic, so shout out to them. Now, before this Wi-Fi goes off again, I'm just going to get into it. So, basically, Raw started off with Jey Uso, who was doing his yeeting gimmick, etc., etc. And then he says four letters, and then when he's about to say yeet, CM Punk's music comes out, and obviously Jade looked very, was I calling him Jimmy a minute ago? Possibly, I don't know. Jade did not look best pleased about this, so Punk comes out. Sick new hoodie, by the way. I need to get that, because he had this white hoodie with just like, it had CM Punk just here. It was like one of those, it was like one of them suits you get in like the goth shops, like the orange outfit when they go to prison and stuff. So it kind of looked like that. Hi Jason, you alright? How you doing, mate? Yeah, so that hoodie, I'm going to try and find it on eBay after I've done this, because it was very, very cool. I thought the promo battle between Jay Bloody Uso and CM Punk was excellent. Jennifer Martin, hi, can I be a moderator? Jennifer, I'm a very, very old man. I wouldn't even know how to make someone a moderator. Let's have a look. Jason X FIFA, I hope you get fans. I hope so, Jason, as well. I hope so. I usually get a pretty good loads of people watching live. To be honest, Jace, a lot of people end up just listening to it as a YouTube podcast, like I said, or on a video afterwards. So, like, it gets listened to a reasonable amount. I think we usually get like a couple of 100, 250 or maybe 300 people sometimes, which is cool. Like I said, I just appreciate anyone that can be arsed listening to me, to be honest, mate. The thing that I was just going to say about CM Punk quickly was, I love the way that he did the rollback of Jey Uso. So whenever Jey obviously it comes down, yeah, you're going to get reported, sunshine. Sorry about this, folks. Unfortunately, I do get a number of casual racists on this channel. I'm just going to report this idiot. Let me just have a look. I'm just making sure I get the... Yeah, and okay, and cool. Excellent. Yes, so that's going to be put all over Blue Sky, Twitter, Threads, as soon as I've done this, and it'll be reported to YouTube as well. Anyway, screw him. Let's have a look. 19... sorry, mate. 19EZJ. I'm just going to call you 19, dude, because my eyesight's like rubbish basically. So yeah, thanks 19. Cheers, but like I said, it don't worry me, dude. It's just water off a duck's back. I've been getting it all my life, so it's just like, haha, you're black. Haha, yes, I know. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, I was just saying, I love the chipping out, no problem, dude. I just love the way that CM Punk did the rollback and he started playing Cult of Personality again, like Jey Uso does for his music. It was really, really cool. I love Punk's promo. Like I said, I'm a massive CM Punk fan. Most people know this, but I love the dude. I think he's brilliant. Promo is on the money as per usual. Um, Eric plays. Hi, Eric plays. Oh, this 6 7. Yeah. So I remember I said this the other day. My son keeps wandering around shouting 6 7 to himself, and my missus explained to me what it was, and asked my son what it was the other day, and basically I forgot what it means. So yeah. Providing it's not rude, those numbers. If it is rude, I apologise. I don't know. But yeah, no, Punk's thing was really, really good. I love the way that Jay, his response, because Punk's promo went on for about 5 6 minutes, and Jay's was just very short and to the point. And I love the way they did that because look, Jay Uso's a decent promo, but I mean, he can't do the mic as well as CM Punk, and I just love the way that he was just like, "Screw you, Punk! I'm gonna beat you." Two four letters, one word. Yeet, and then he just threw the microphone down and got in Punk's face. I thought that was really, really well done personally. So yeah, shout out to both guys. After that we had, if you wonder why I keep looking over here, folks, by the way, I always say this, but just out of shot, I've got my notes for Raw on a laptop because unfortunately I cannot remember basically anything because I'm an idiot basically. So if you see me looking this way, 10 1 2 5 1 2 1 5 1. If I hear something 6 7 one more time, dude, like I said, I don't. My son did tell me what it meant the other day, but I was watching Liverpool at the time, and I was just whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, what happened next? So Judgment Day. Let me think. Dominic Mysterio came out. They were in the clubhouse for the Judgment Day, and he was like, "Guys, I need help. Rusev and Penta are going to have a match to face me," and they were just like, "Yeah, dude, you're on your own after what happened last week." Yet again, oh, Kyle. Hi Kyle, you alright? How you doing? That's just completely thrown me off actually. Yeah, so basically the Judgment Day were just like, whatever, Dom, just go and sort it out yourself. And then Dom was just called someone up and he was just like, dude, I need your help. And at first, stupidly, I thought, oh, he's going to call Liv Morgan. She's going to call the distraction and she's going to be back. And then all of a sudden it clicked. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to be the Americanos and Ludwig Kaiser. Oh, I mean, sorry, Grande Americano, because obviously it's not Ludwig Kaiser, obviously. That, by the way, can I just say they really need to. That storyline needs to finish. It was quite amusing at first, but can we just have the reveal and get on with it and just have Ludwig Kaiser with his own stable, please? Like, it's just getting very, very annoying, but still. First match obviously was Penta versus Rusev. Can I just say shout out to both lads? That was a banger of a match. Really, really enjoyed it. I don't know if it would go in my top 10 because I'm trying to make a pro wrestling top 10 for 2025 because I'm going to do like like an end of year wrap up show in around Christmas. So I'm going to get like boatloads of wine and whiskey and just talk to random people if they want to about wrestling and this, that, and the other. So yeah, let me have a look. Kyle again, you look so chill even when you're about to fell in your trip. Oh, dude, seriously, like, it's funny actually, Kyle. You should say that. I actually have sleep apnea, which basically, well, I'm sure most of you know what sleep apnea is, but basically, I am prone to falling asleep at very inopportune times. But yes, there we go. So yeah, no problem, Kyle. See you later, dude. Yeah, but like I said, Penta and Rusev was an absolute banger. It was really, really good match. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, my descriptions of wrestling matches are not the best at times, but I just encourage anyone to watch it. I thought Penta was absolutely superb. Rusev looks jacked. His improvement over the last year since he came back to WWE is fantastic. And yeah, I think those two are in really good places at the minute. Really enjoying Rusev's work. I just like the fact that you can program Rusev with basically anyone now. You could have him against, I don't know, the Miz. You could have him against CM Punk, and I think he's just going to be one of those that's like, um, basically like a what do you call it, like a break glass where you can just program him with anyone. So yeah, shout out to both of those lads. I thought it was an excellent match. um I've just got here, I don't know if anyone's watching for America at any point, but or anyone knows him, but I don't know if anyone knows O'Shea Jackson. Obviously Ice Cube, I don't want to keep saying Ice Cube's son because obviously he's a brilliant actor in his own right, and he does that. What's the podcast O'Shea Jackson does? If anyone knows the O'Shea Jackson's podcast, just give us a shout because I've basically forgotten what it's called, and I'm subscribed to his podcast as well. But still, they showed him, and then Wade Barrett made some random joke because they showed the LA Galaxy in the crowd, and they were asking. Wade was just like, what links Preston North End to LA Galaxy, and then Wade was just like, both had David Beckham play for them, which I thought was a very, very cool little reference. It's true, by the way, for the younger people. David Beckham did actually play for Preston North End about 30 odd years ago. True story. After that, there was an LA Knight promo. Let me have a look. Yeah, no pun intended. It was okay. There was the Bron Breakker versus Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman backstage segment where Bron was just like, "Why are we not going after the world title now?" And Heyman's like, "Oh, dude, just chill out. I've got you a match against LA Knight." And that was pretty much it. I don't think was Heyman on again. Oh yeah, no, he came out with a vision. Um, yeah, it was a bit of a like, it was a bit weird because like Bron Breakker was like, "I think this is a stupid idea." Paul Heyman's like, "It's not a stupid idea, it'll work." And then Bron Breakker's like, "Okay, cool, we'll do that." And then that was it. And I was like, "Okay, that's a bit strange, but still." Um, they had a segment for Oscar showing her. I honestly I cannot believe how old I am. They had this segment where they were celebrating Oscar's 10-year anniversary with WWE, and I'm just like, "You have got to be joking." But then I actually like reckoned it up in my head because I was like, "Well, that can't be right," because Oscar made a WWE debut when my son was 2, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my god, my son's 12." And I was like, "Yeah, it's 10 years," and I was just like, "You have got to be kidding me." But it was actually really well done, to be fair. There was a backstage with Adam Pearce when he was talking to someone or other. I can't remember who he was talking to be honest. But basically, he ended up speaking to Finn and JD McDonough and basically said, "Oh, that was it. They wanted their tag team rematch when they lost to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, which is going to be next week, by the way, because they had AJ and Dragon Lee in this slightly cheesy 80s promo backstage with the Judgment Day, which was like a bit meh. Um, but the Judgment Day were like, "We want our tag team title shots now," and it's like, "Well, you can't have them now because you've got a match," and like, "What you on about?" And then Adam Pearce was just like, because one of you are fighting Sheamus, and basically Finn Balor, I will swear, just apologies for little ones. Basically, Finn Balor shits himself for want of a better phrase. But then randomly, I thought they were both going to try and get out of it, and then like do like rock paper scissors. But JD McDonough proper stands up and says, "Right, I'm going to fight Sheamus. I'll see him in the ring." And I was like, "Huh, okay, that's a bit weird." Um, After that, the next match was Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez. Right, folks, I'm just going to give you my Roxanne Perez warning. I think Roxanne Perez is absolutely brilliant. And I know there's probably going to be a few people that will laugh at this. I think she's one of the best wrestlers on current form in the world at the minute. Honestly, that woman's matches are absolutely bloody superb. I mean, obviously, I say this every single week on the show, but like, she can wrestle. Her match quality is outstanding. Her cadence is brilliant. The way she puts together her sequences, everything sort of makes sense. She sells. She picks body parts. Like she's just like best way I can describe. She's just like a throwback. She reminds me a bit of Dean Malenko, to be honest. Now, some of you might not know who Dean is, but like he used to wrestle on WCW, and he was an agent with WWE for many years after that, because he wrestled for WWE and he worked with Eddie Guerrero, if you don't know. And he was one of the best technical wrestlers that I've ever seen. I think Roxanne Perez is like, I'm not going to say she's as good as Dean Malenko, because obviously I don't want to be disrespectful. She's not been in the business more than like 7 or 8 years, but like I think she's absolutely brilliant. I mean, she got a really good match out of Nikki Bella, and that's not me having a go at Nikki Bella, but Nikki Bella is very good at specific things. Um, she's not a, how do I put this politely? Um, she's not the greatest scientific wrestler that I've ever seen in my entire life. So I thought Roxanne led her through the match really, really well. And finally, they put Roxanne over, because that's the one thing she's been losing so much over the summer. And like I said, I think she's been brilliant. I loved her when she was working with Lyra and Bailey, and Raquel Rodriguez. Those were some of my favourite segments over the summer. Excuse me, going into the winter. And yeah, I honestly, I just love the girl. I think she's absolutely brilliant. I think she's going to be a world champion. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to start building her up for WrestleMania, because I think that one of the two women's belts is going to have to go on Roxanne sooner rather than later. 'Cause like I said, I can't speak highly enough of her. She's best thing I can say about Roxanne Perez is she's an absolute pleasure to watch. I absolutely love the girl. Let's have a look. Mr. Flay. Mr. Flay. XZ Gem. I'll just call you Mr. Flay, dude. Hi, how you doing? All right, mate. Let's have a look. AR, are we going for a coffee? Yes, AR, at some point in the year 2029 when I get a minute. Like I said, my life is a bit of a mess and it's absolute bedlam and chaos at the minute, dude. I don't think I could even make a coffee myself, let alone go out for one with someone. But yeah, it will happen, dude, at some point. Let's have a look. I'm not reading your name, dude. Nearly. Arsenal going to do the treble? Yeah, they might do. Dude, like I said, obviously you can see I'm a Liverpool fan. Um, they're the best team in England at the minute. Simple as that. And even as a Liverpool fan, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I think Arsenal are absolutely bloody fantastic. They're playing superb football. Declan Rice is. I think this is a bit of a shout, but I think Declan Rice is one of the best players in the world on current form at the minute. The other I don't know who they were playing. I think it was Palace the other week, and not Palace. The game before the Arsenal game before. I thought he was. It's one of the best performances I've ever seen. Even as a Liverpool fan, I have to say it was a pleasure to watch the bloke. I think he could play for any side in the world at the minute. And obviously, all the Arsenal playing well. They're not conceding, they're scoring goals. So, yeah, to be honest, dude, I think Arsenal will win the title. I can see Arsenal winning it by the same amount that we won it last season. I mean, the only thing that's going to stop Arsenal now is just complacency. And obviously, I'm kind of still hoping Liverpool come back. I can't see it, to be honest. I think this is just going to be a season where we finish 7th or 8th. At the minute, the way it's going. I think the only thing that stops Arsenal is if they start getting very, very nervous. So obviously they've got 6 point lead over City, which are the only ones that can challenge him now, as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, but clearly, look, I hate saying it's a Liverpool fan, but on current form, they are the best team, definitely in the Premier League at the minute, and possibly for my money, the best team in Europe. Maybe Bayern Munich have a shout at that as well. But yeah, no, dude, I can't really argue, to be honest, mate. Let's have a look. AR again. What's going on with Liverpool? Oh, I love the way this always happens. Right, wrestling fans, I will get back onto in a minute, but like I like lots of different stuff on my channel. So yes, I end up talking about random bits and pieces. So, what's happened with Liverpool? AR, to be honest, man, I've got no idea. I have absolutely no earthly idea. I think the formation's wrong. I think we've got players playing in positions where they shouldn't be playing. Um, I think the Jota thing has to be taken into account at the end of the day. I've spoke about this before, but like most of us will have lost someone in our lives, and most of us will have dealt with death as human beings. And it's I'm not giving the lads an excuse, but they have lost one of their best friends, and I just think we need to take that into account. But yeah, no, I agree. The four losses is completely unacceptable. I mean, Chelsea away from home, that can happen. The Man United one was criminal. I'm sorry to be rude, but like Man United have no business at the moment. This isn't me having a rant as a Liverpool fan. Man United have no business beating that Liverpool team, none whatsoever. I mean, fair play to United; they deserve to win. They could have won by 4 or 5 goals, so fair play to them. Congratulations. Um, the Brentford one was completely unacceptable. Who's the other team that we've lost to now? Crystal Palace were playing very well at the time, but when Chiesa scored, mate, basically you just say, right, shut up shop, we get a point, we get out of there, get on the training ground and say, what the bloody hell was that? Well, at least we've got away with that. I think, to be honest, they are. Had we, I think if Liverpool get away with a draw at Crystal Palace, I think Hannah gets them in and he's like, what the hell was that? And then the lads just crack on. I think because it's going on and on and on, I just think they've lost confidence. By the way, cheap plug, I'll be on again tomorrow night with the live reaction for Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Yay, great. Really looking forward to that one. Let's have a look. I'll just call you 6940. Yeah, dude, I'm not new to this game. As soon as I saw the makeup of your name, dude, I was just like, nah, I ain't reading that. AR, we lose our physicality and toughness. Why didn't Liverpool buy a centre back and defensive midfield? The centre back thing, mate, is outrageous. I mean, I was saying that we should have brought 4 centre backs, let alone 2. And the fact that Leone's injured and we didn't get Mark Gay after pursuing him for nearly 4 months is criminal. And what annoys me about that, sorry folks, I will get back onto wrestling in a minute. What annoys me about that is, just as an example, you had Aymeric Laporte, whose contract was up in Saudi because he's been there for like 2 or 3 years. And he ended up going to Bilbao. I think he went to Bilbao. I don't know who went, but basically he was available as a free agent. I'm not saying Liverpool should sign Aymeric Laporte, but obviously he's got experience in the Premier League and he could have been a backup. I mean, like a 29-year-old French international, whatever he is, 30-year-old, for a season, you just give him a contract and you say, look, can you do a job for us? Yeah, job done. And then you play when Virgin needs a rest or whatever, but it's criminal. It really is. I completely agree. It's absolute, utter and complete nonsense as far as I'm concerned. The defensive midfield, I just wonder whether they're waiting for Bajcetic, maybe as Grav's backup. Obviously, they know they've got Endo, but obviously you've got a drop off in quality. Look, I love Endo. I absolutely love him. As far as I'm concerned, he's good enough to play for the football club. Simple as that. And I disagree with anyone who gives Endo stick because he gives it his all, and that's all you can ask, really. Mystical, how you doing, mate? Yes, of course I remember you. Yeah, from a couple of streams ago. Yes, yes. Yeah, that was a bit of a wake, wasn't it, the other day? But yeah, yes, no, of course I remember you, dude. Nice to see you again. If Verge gets injured, we have finished. Yeah, question marks on Frimpong, Isaac, and Kirk. Question marks on all of them, dude, at the minute. They all need to step up and prove themselves. I mean, the only one who's really shown is Hugo Ekitike. I mean, I'm not having a go at Mamadashvili. I know some people have had a go at him, but I honestly, if you look really at some of those goals and like, oh, Mamadashvili should have saved him, it's like there's maybe one at a stretch, two. I don't put any blame on him whatsoever, to be honest. Let's have a look. Graham Marsden. Hello, Graham. Just subscribed. Oh, thank you, Graham. Genuinely, thank you very much, mate. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah, welcome aboard, mate. Genuinely, thank you very much, mate. I do appreciate that, and I appreciate everyone that wants to listen to a big, weird, fat man like me. So thank you very much, mate. Right, folks, I am going to get back onto wrestling, so just bear with me a second. Right, where are we now? Because I've completely forgot. Nikki Bella. Yeah, there were a couple of weird things with Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. Like, there was one promo where Jimmy was like, the reason you eliminated me is because you're too scared to fight me, and then literally like an hour later Jimmy finds his brother again, and then Jay's just like, I'm sorry, bro, it's all right, bro, are we bros? Yeah, hug, and then that's it. And I'm like, what? So I just wonder whether they're doing that to throw people off the scent. I think Jey Uso wins the title this Saturday night's main event, which I'll get onto in a minute. Hey, Derby Mixer, you alright? How you doing? Let's have a look. Chicken fried rice, you got a good recipe. I'm actually cooking some chicken right now as we speak, Blaze. Yeah, salted chicken, and because I've got the week off, I'm also lathering it with bacon. So yeah, which I'm sure that'll do my heart lots of good. Let's have a look, Mr. Red. I think we're putting up more of a second to. Oh, we're back onto football again. It will be interesting to see the final results in that game. Oh, dude, seriously, like, I I actually think this Crystal Palace game, it wasn't important a month ago. I think it's very, very important now. Purely for the fact that, look, the league's gone. As far as I'm concerned, I've pretty much given it to Arsenal already. I don't see Liverpool getting back into the title race, but obviously we need to make sure we get Champions League. So the league's gone. Simple as that. Champions League, no chance. FA Cup, our record in the FA Cup since I was a fan, is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. I think we've won it 4 times in 36 years. I mean, I think Man United, my lifetime supporting Liverpool, have won it 11 times or something. I mean, in terms of the big teams, we are nowhere near. I love the FA Cup as well, so I'm gutted. But yeah, it's one of these. So I think the League Cup is now very important because purely for the reason if Arne can win the League Cup, for example, and finish fourth, he can turn around to FSG and say, look, I've won us a Champions League, I've got you to a League Cup final, I've won a League Cup final, and I've got you to a Champions League. And FSG will probably be like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But yeah, I actually think, to be honest, Mystical, that I think it's actually more important that we make than we think because I mean, we've got Aston Villa at the weekend. I don't see us beating the Villa at all. I really don't. And I mean, after that, it gets worse. We've got Real Madrid, then bloody Man City away from home. I mean, how many points are we getting out of that little lot? I mean, to be quite honest, if someone offered me 2 wins and 2 defeats, I would probably take that at the minute, which just shows how far we've fallen, to be honest. What are Indian? How can I describe it? Oh, I am English and half Ghanaian, as in Ghana from West Africa. Speaking of which, as well, I'm going to talk about something to do with Ghana a little later on the stream because I'm actually, just bear me a second. There you go. That's the national flag of Ghana. God rest my old fella. Yeah, no, I support the Black Stars, dude, basically. I know I am English and I know this will not go down hugely well, but if England were to play Ghana in the World Cup, I'm not going to finish the sentence, but yeah. Let's have a look. Derby Mixer. Oh, not glory, Man United. That's fine. That's fine. Derby, not a thing. Not a problem. Like I said, Arsenal are the best team in England at the minute, and I haven't got an argument, to be fair. You are a gunner. Fucking bloody well, I'm not, mate. You must be joking. No, I'm a long-suffering Liverpool fan. Yeah, but there we go. You are handsome. Oh, thank you very much. Tasnim. Thank you for that. Cheers, nice one. It's a shame my missus doesn't think so, but hey, no, I'm only joking. Sorry, if she's listening. Sorry, wife. Let's have a look. You never want to. You guys can fight this out in the comments. Though I'm not getting involved in that. I agree we're way out of the title of the Champions League. I agree the League Cup's so important that, yeah, hopefully we'll win against that. Well, funnily enough, Mystical, speaking of my vaunted misses, I was actually due to be at Anfield tomorrow. Because I've literally just been paid, and basically, you know, you can get like tickets on resale, like with who is it? I think it's Seat Loader that I've got tickets from. You know, you can get hospitality tickets, and they're absolute bloody outrageous prices. Well, funnily enough, the tickets for the Palace game, I mean, it's still expensive. They'll go for like 100 quid, 110 quid, which I know with people would be like, 100 quid, that's outrageous. But it's just like, guys, like the ticket queue for Liverpool is ridiculous. Like, I'm on a queue for a season ticket, and one of the lads was telling me that it's gone up to a 25-year waiting list, which would put me at 71. And knowing my luck, as soon as I got a season ticket, I'd literally get into the bloody Annie, no doubt, and just like keel over and probably just die. But sorry, I'm not the most positive person in the world. But yeah, no. So I was going to go basically tomorrow, and it's actually half term at the minute. Sorry, there is a point to the story. So um, I've got a son, and it's his half term, and I hadn't put two and two together, and so my missus said to me like, "Oh, are you about next week?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, lovely." So I've been called into work, and straight away I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like, which day have you been called into work? And she said Wednesday, and I was just like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding." So, so yeah, shout out to the wife for saving me 300 quid on seeing Liverpool and having a really good time on my own. So yeah, yeah. So unfortunately, I will not be bringing you live coverage from Anfield, sadly, but I will hopefully be going. I'll get onto that later actually, but I've actually got a chance to go to one of actually four matches before the end of the year, but I'll let you know about that in a minute. What else have we got? Are you a voice artist? Um, oh, thank you very much, Tasnim again. No, I'm not a voice artist. I'm not sure there's much call for um, brummy sounding vocal artists in England at the minute. But no, no, I'm not. I've been told I've got a reasonable, okay speaking voice. I've got this really annoying, not a stutter, but like, when you're trying to get the words out, I end up tripping over my words sometimes, and I've been doing this since I was like 12 years old, and it's very, very annoying. But yeah, whatever. Like and subscribe, brother. Oh, thank you very much, Samuel. Oh, cheers, mate. Honestly, very, very big of you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Respect from South London. Bloody hell, I've had a few nights out there in there over the years. Last time I was in South London, oh my god, I'm going to tell an embarrassing story now. Where was I? We went to this bar, and South London's a big place, and I don't even know where the bloody hell we were. Wherever the I forget where it was. Basically, we went to this place in South London. God alone knows where it was. And there were me and a couple of mates that I knew up there back in the day, and a load of Londoners that I'd ever met. And we're all sat round drinking away, and it was like this weird artisan-y bar. And yeah, because I'm a northerner basically, because I live in Leeds, I said to all the lads there, it's like, "Oh, lads, I'll get you a round of drinks." And they're like, "Oh, no, oh, nice one, brother, nice one, blah, blah, blah." Sorry, that's my really bad London accent. Um, and so I go to the bar, and at this point, I think I'd only ever bought a round in London once for like one people, so you probably know where this is going. And I think I asked for like, I was just, "Oh, can I have 8 pints, please, love?" And she said, "Yeah, yeah, that's fine." And she brings us these pints, and then literally she was just like, because it was one of those where you like pay at the table, if you see what I mean. And then she looked at me and said, "That'd be 75 quid." And like all the lads literally were in hysterics. Basically, if you buy 8 pints, especially this was like 10, 15 years ago in Leeds, you're talking you're going to be out about 35, 40 quid, something on them lines. My face, I mean, I'm actually black, but my face went as red as this. I was literally like, "You are?" I was like, 75 quid for 8 pints. And I tried to work this out, and I was just like, "Hang on, wait a minute, that's about £8.59 for a bloody pint of lager." And literally for about 10 minutes, I was all with the lads going, went proper Yorkshire. I was just like, "That is bloody outrageous, that is." Just like, "Oh, you Northerners, you're not used to paying this sort of money." It's like, "No, dude, I'm not used to paying nearly 10 quid for a bloody pint of lager." But yeah, that was the last time I was in South London, dude. True story. What has happened to LFC, dude? Yeah, yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, another Arsenal fan. Are you guys trolling me tonight? Millwall. Interesting. Can't remember the last time we played Millwall. Oh, give me a sec. I want to say it was, and this is really, really sad that I may know this. I think it was May 1991, 1990, something along them lines. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we played him in the friendly since we're in an FA Cup, but I can't recall having played Millwall, dude, to be honest. But yeah, used to be interesting there back in the day. Crikey. Um, Let me just have a look. Sunderland won the Premier League. Hey, I tell you what, lad. I tell you what. So I'm just trying to get back to where I was for wrestling. I will get back to wrestling in a minute first. Um, I tell you what, I saw Sunderland win the Premier League the other day, and it was something ridiculous. Like it was still like 90-1. I'm not suggesting Sunderland would win the Premier League. I actually had a fiver in my pocket, and I actually was half tempted to go and put it on, to be honest, for 90-1. But yes, there we go. Uh, Tickets very expensive. So I look at my local club, Oxford United. Very much prefer Liverpool than Oxford. Oh, dude, like, seriously, I know where you're coming from, Mr. Clough. I went to go and see Liverpool. I went to go and see Telford United because that's where I'm. Well, kind of where I'm from in the Midlands. That's where all my family is basically. And literally, you pay like £3 on the gate, and it was you were just dumping money into a bucket basically, and you get a pie and stuff. And it was just, this is what I miss about modern day football. It was so much more family orientated. It was like, proper community, and people were getting into it and stuff. It's just gone too corporate. I mean, like I said, the only chance I get to see Liverpool is I think me and my brother paid 170, £180 for the Tottenham semi-final ticket last season, and I'm just, look, obviously I'm in a position where I can afford to do that once at a push a couple of times. Then there are a lot of other people who can't afford to do a lot of things in the world, so I'm grateful that at least I can do it once or twice. But at the same time, I'm not certainly not in a position I can do it 7 or 8 times a year, but nor would I do so as well, because I'm sorry, I'm not spending thousands of pounds watching football matches. Simple as that. They will end up killing the game at some point if they keep putting on the prices. Much like WWE, actually, funnily enough. Have you seen some of the WWE ticket prices, folks, by the way? Those of you who are actually interested in wrestling. There was a package the other day for WrestleMania 42, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. 4.5 grand for the 2 days. I couldn't believe my eyes. That's without flights, by the way, and that's without hotel accommodation. And I'm just like, are you having a laugh? 4.5 grand. It's just like, yeah, but you get to go to WrestleMania World, and it's just like, I couldn't care less if you can go to bloody Cybertron. I'm not paying 4.5 grand for that. But yes, right, I'm just going to wrap the wrestling up, folks, very quickly. So, Bron Breakker beat LA Knight. Let's have a look. Don't go to Norway. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, one of my mates went there the other day, funnily enough. £1,000 he spent, and he was there for 4 days. I was just like, are you having a laugh? £1,000. Yeah, Bron Breakker beat LA Knight. It was a very, very good match. I kind of feel a bit for LA Knight because he just seems to be lost in the shuffle at the minute. Sheamus and JD McDonough, shout out to JD, he was brilliant in this match. Oh, my son requested that I say on my live stream, he said, Daddy, can you tell everyone that Sheamus did a double clothesline on McDonough and Finn Balor? I was given specific instructions to mention that because he thought it was cool, and like I was upstairs doing something at the time. So yes, Sheamus did a double clothesline off the top rope. I really hope that's true, by the way, because I left my son to watch it for me to make notes for all of 5 minutes while I was doing something else. So I hope he's got that right. But yeah, no, JD was really, really good in this match. Fair play to Sheamus for putting him over. Basically, I won't go into the matches too much now, but basically, Finn Balor actually whacked Sheamus with the shillelagh, cracked him in the back, and then JD McDonough did this ridiculous Spanish fly off the top rope with Sheamus, and it honestly, it was beautiful. I really think they've got something with JD McDonough, and I would very much like. To be honest, I'm at the stage I'd quite like the Judgment Day to either end or be retaken, and maybe Finn and JD come out of it, and then Dominic carries on with. I actually think Los America. I actually think the Americanos might end up coming into the Judgment Day and replacing Balor and JD. I'd love Damien Priest to come back for as well, because Damien Priest is drowning at the minute, absolutely drowning. But yeah, there was a segment with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss with the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka was like demanding a title match with them. Then we had the lineup confirmed with Saturday night's main event, which I'll get to in a minute. Then there was the chip promo, which I'll get onto. Not chips, as in like a chip that the Americans call it when you go gambling and this, that, and the other. And it said 2026. I got really excited about this. There's actually a video on my channel if you want to have a look at it, but I got really excited that we were going to get some person debuting. Let me have a look. The Mad Thinker, great name, said hi. Hi, the Mad Thinker, you're all right. Uh, very cool name of a comic book villain as well, by the way. Yeah, sorry, I am a geek, as the name implies. Um, what was I trying to say? It's completely thrown me off. Oh, yeah, so I did, with these promos that WWB been doing it, like filming people's shoes and this, that, and the other, and walking into buildings. I actually fought for. Don't ask me why. I actually thought it was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't ask me what I did. It's my weird lizard brain. So yes, I'd be making up all these theories and this, that, and the other. And I'll get onto this in a minute. But to say I was wrong would be an understatement. Mystical Red. Oh, no problem at all, mate. No problem at all. Thank you very much, Mystical Red. Again. Yeah, top bloke. Yeah, cheers for watching, dude. You're welcome anytime, Mystical Red. I will hopefully see you tomorrow with a wonderful 3-0 victory for Liverpool over Crystal Palace. Probably not. I'll also be doing the folks as well, Mystical and everyone else. I'm going to be doing the draw if Liverpool get through. If we do not get through, then I'll just tell you who's got through anyway. But yeah, hopefully it will be in the quarterfinals. But yeah, cheers, Mystical Red. And then yeah, just to finish, we had Alexa and Charlotte versus Lyra and Bailey. And again, it was an awesome match. Just shout out to everyone in the matches last night. They were absolutely bloody brilliant, all four of them. Fantastic matches. Charlotte and Alexa went over in the end. Kabuki's attacked all four women after the match as well, which was a bit of weird. I wouldn't call it anticlimactic, but it was a bit of a weird place to end it on. A little bit, but fair play to them. It's great to see the women in the main event. Always good to see the lasses get the chance, because obviously they can carry main events. Look, we're not in the 1990s anymore. So can I just say as well, Kyrie's saying very impressed with her. That insane elbow that she does from the top rope. I know again this is a bit random. I think it's probably my favourite move in wrestling at the minute. I absolutely love how high she gets up into the air, and the elbow that she does is absolutely amazing, honestly. So yeah, no, that was really, really good. Like I said, Raw, thoroughly impressed. I'm gonna give it. I'm going to give it an A minus. Personally, for me, I thought it was a great show. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It's so weird how Raw is so good at the minute and SmackDown is so bad. I feel very sorry for Cody Rhodes, because you look at someone like CM Punk on this brand and he's got LA Knight to work with, he's got Rhea, he's got Io, he's got Bron Breakker, he's got Bronson, Ludwig Kaiser to a certain extent. He's got all this talent to work with, all on the same show basically. And Cody's, I mean, the talent pool, I've spoke about this before, I've done a vlog on that the other day if you want to check it out. The talent pool for SmackDown is dreadful at the minute. And I mean, the SmackDown I watched the other day was, I mean, I thought Liverpool were playing badly at the minute. The SmackDown was atrocious. It was one of the most appalling 2.5 hours of wrestling I've ever seen, quite honestly. Yeah, so just quickly, because I said I was going to talk about Saturday night's main event, because I've kind of got this as a pre. There's only like 4 matches, so I'll just go through them quickly. Tiffy Stratton versus Jade Cargill, which should be interesting because obviously Jade's just turned heel. I'm actually going to go for Cargill to win, because just purely for the fact if Jade's just turned heel and like she loses straight away in her first appearance as a heel, it just kills her momentum stone dead straight away. So I'm going to go with Jade to win that. CM Punk versus Jey Uso. This, I've got to be honest, I haven't got a clue. I have not got a clue, to be quite honest. I think I'm just going to go with Jey Uso to win via screw job by Jimmy Uso. But I mean, it could well go the other way. I mean, you never know. We could see Roman might even put in an appearance. Who knows? But then I was thinking about that the other day. Could you have the bloodline reformed, but with Jey Uso as the head guy over Roman? Does that even make any sense? Probably not. So where Roman factors into it, I mean, unless you're going to have the main event at WrestleMania next year of Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, maybe that's where we're going towards. I honestly don't know, but yeah, we'll have to see on that one, because I genuinely, I'm not sure, but I'm just going to go with Jey Uso. Cody versus Drew McIntyre. Cody. I'm not even going to do a bit on that. Complete waste of time, that much. And again, similarly, Rusev versus Penta versus Dominic Mysterio. There is absolutely no chance that Dominic Mysterio loses that title. No chance whatsoever. I mean, it's looking like he's going to defend it against Cena as well. I mean, I think John's back. What are we on, the 28th? So next week's Monday Night Raw will be the 4th. So Cena's not on next week, but he's on the week after that, I believe. So yeah, I think there's some sort of random storyline where maybe Cena goes for the IC title, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me just have a look. Yeah, folks, I'm sorry for. I know there's comments coming from. Hi, Johnny, you all right, pal? I'm going to read all this in a minute, but I just need to get this off my head because it's been like burrowing away in there. Basically, I just wanted to talk quickly about the WrestleMania promo, WrestleMania 42. I don't know if you guys saw it, but WWE just released it about 3 hours ago. I've done a whole video on it. It's about 10 minutes long. If you want to just go and check that out after this, you're more than welcome to do so. So I won't do a massive thing on it. But basically, these little mini promos that WWE have been doing about people walking in and out of rooms and stuff, where you just see the shoes. I was thinking it was Joe Hendry, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Killer Cross, Matt Cardona for some inexplicable reason. And then we found out it was a WrestleMania 42 promo, and I was like, oh, right, okay, fair enough. But in the promo, you've got Triple H walking in, and then you've got CM Punk and Roman. No, sorry, run it back. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns sat on one side, and on the other side are Triple H. Let me try again. On the other side of Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, who is sat next to CM Punk. And I'm like, that's quite interesting the way that they're sat together. And basically, I won't go through the whole thing. Just check out the video if you can do it. There is a short on there that I think like 1,000 people have seen or whatever. I actually wonder if it's covertly setting up like a blockbuster main event. So just go with me on this. I'm just wondering whether at WrestleMania next year they might unify the title. So obviously Cody's got his strap, and no one's got the strap that Rawlins has just lost. So I'm wondering, to compensate from Rawlins, maybe they're going to unify the titles, and maybe it'll be a title unification match with what should I say, with Cody, with Brock Lesnar, with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. It could just be nothing, but honestly, I was super hyper about this about 3 or 4 hours ago. So I've done like a video if you want to check it out. So I won't spend too long talking about it. But yeah, it was. Yeah, the promo was insane. Like I said, just go and check it out because they kind of did it like they were all like gangsters in a Las Vegas casino, because obviously it's in Vegas. But yeah, no, well, yeah, the video package, whatever you want to call it, was very, very good. But yeah, I mean, if anyone listens on YouTube, podcasts or whatever, or on the video, just drop us a line what you think it means. Does it mean bugger all, or do you reckon we're going to get some mega match? Do you reckon it might be Cody versus Punk and Lesnar versus Roman? I don't know, but I definitely think there's something in that. But yeah, check out my video if you want to get into that. Just very quickly, folks, so I know the comments building up and I've not been looking at them, so just bear me a second. I just need to get this off my head. Right, I'm just going to go through what I'm getting up to over the next week, because it kind of concerns Liverpool for the people that want to talk about Liverpool. Right, basically tomorrow I'm going to be back on for live reaction to the Liverpool game. If we get through, I'll do it as like a League Cup draw, because that's meant to be on at 10:30, so we can actually do a League Cup draw while we're on, which would be cool. So I might title it as live League Cup draw or whatever. But I'll be on the channel about 10:30. If we lose, I'll be on either way. But and I can tell you who's facing who if you really want to know who Crystal Palace are playing if they beat us. But yeah, hopefully we can kind of do it as a live League Cup draw. But obviously we'll have to see how the Reds get on. Thursday will be AEW Dynamite review, 10:30 at night as per usual. Friday's Toy Shots Friday, where I won't go through my whole spiel as usual, but I love my toys, so there's loads of toys and collectibles that I put on as YouTube shorts, which people seem to like, so that'll be on at 8 o'clock. Oh, as well, I said I was going to mention the Mighty Ghana. I've actually got a vlog about Ghana on Friday, and I just wanted to mention this quickly for any Ghanaians who may or may not be watching who will listen to this. I'm going to talk about the time when Ghana played Nigeria at Brentford. And as a little spoiler, if anyone does want to watch it, because you don't have to be Ghanaian, you can watch if you want to. We absolutely smashed Nigeria, and as a lovely little spoiler, basically Ghana and Nigeria, for those people who don't know, is basically England, Scotland. Although sometimes slightly worse. No, it's not quite that bad, but it's the same sort of rivalry kind of thing. And I'll just give you a little sample now. So when I went to go and see this match, this is like 15, 16 years ago, and basically there were pitch invasions, there were like Nigerians trying to get onto the pitch to like challenge the Ghana players. There were stewarding problems, the ticketing system broke down. There were Ghanaians who were running up to me in the stands asking me to do pitch invasions, which I politely declined. Honestly, it was. If you want a good story on Friday night, I've actually titled it as a horror story for Nigerians. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if anyone's heard about this who's English or whatever, but because I don't think it was covered by the national media that much. So this is in Brentford's old stadium at Griffin Park. It was utter and complete bedlam. I've never had a situation like in the history of my life at any sort of event whatsoever. And I finished off with a very big bottle of wine when I got back to Old Court, let me tell you right now. But yeah, that's Friday. Right, getting back to Liverpool, even though this is by the way, to the wrestling fans, if you're listening for wrestling, you can probably disappear now because it's going to turn into a bit of the football show. Just to let you guys know about Saturday, right? I've got a bit of a Saturday coming up, and I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work because obviously covering lots of different things, I end up in these situations where things cross over and clash and so on and so forth. So on Saturday, I have my son's fake 12-year-old birthday. Don't ask. He's managed to, the little bugger's managed to get himself 4 different birthdays in 4 days on the bounce. How he's done this, I don't know, but yes, I've got family coming over for his fake birthday. Me and the bro are then going to Morley, which is a place in South Leeds, where we are going to my mate's 40th birthday party. However, at the same time as that, much to my horror, I've just found out, well, I found out a couple of weeks ago that we're playing Aston Villa, and it's during the time when they're doing his 40th birthday celebrations and this, that, and the other. So, yeah, I'm going to try and be polite as much as I can do, but if what happens on Saturday is what I think is going to happen, I may have to go outside to compose myself. So that brings me to live reaction. I'm not sure how long I'm at this 40th birthday party for. I suspect it could be till maybe possibly the very early hours, like maybe half 12, 1 o'clock. So in terms of live reaction, folks, I don't know what's going to happen on the Saturday. However, to complicate it even further, if I do get back, Saturday night's main event that I've just told you guys about is on at, I think it's 1 o'clock in the morning, UK time, with all those matches I've just told you about. So if I get back at that time, I won't even be able to do a live reaction to Liverpool because I will be preparing to do one for Saturday night's main event, possibly after a few sherbets as well. So if you want a good laugh on Saturday at like 3 o'clock in the morning, if you're still up for some reason, that could be extremely interesting to say the least. Yeah, so the whole point of that is, guys, if you're a Liverpool fan, basically, if I can't do the live reaction on Saturday, and I think it's very unlikely, I'll keep it on the schedule for now in case I get home early, but I think realistically I might be on Sunday doing it. So, in fact, I probably will just change it, to be honest, folks. So, I will probably be on Sunday around 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Just bear with me because, like I said, I might not be necessarily in the best condition in the entire world. Which also Saturday night's main event could be very, very interesting because I'm going to a mate's 40th. So, yeah, that's everything that's coming up this week. And what else was I going to tell you about? Because there's something else to do with Liverpool. Ah, yes, right. So next Monday, what was I telling you about Monday for? I might be on again because I usually do like a little mini Liverpool podcast on the Monday as well, so I might do one. Then I'm at work, which you guys don't need to know. But the trouble is, I usually do Monday Night Raw reaction on a Tuesday at 10:30. Now, those of you who know the Liverpool schedule will might be saying, "Hang on, Leon, wait a minute. Are you going to be able to do that on Tuesday?" And I'm like, "Why?" Because you're playing Real Madrid at 8 o'clock, and I've already agreed to go out with the lads to that as well. So, um, in terms of that, I haven't got a cut. Look, obviously, I'll do the live reaction to the Real Madrid game, but again, with that, folks, I'm watching it somewhere called Headingley, which the people in Leeds will know where that is. And it, in fact, it might not be Headingley. I think I was watching it I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I'll probably be having a couple of drinks after that's finished as well. In terms of doing a reaction, if I can, I would imagine you talking it's going to be 11:30 midnight, and then obviously I have work-related things to do in the morning, so I don't know how much of a reaction it will be. Basically, there'll be something on Tuesday either way, but if I don't do either, then I will just do one on Wednesday, basically. So I'll just do the Liverpool live reaction on Wednesday night or something along those lines. But yeah, I've got a load of days where things cross over. And then in terms of Liverpool as well, I'll also be doing live reaction to the Man City game, which will be a week on Sunday. And again, just bear with us on that, because I'm watching that with the lads as well. What time I'll back, God alone knows. It'll probably be about 10:30, something on them lines, give or take. So it's going to be a bit weird the next couple of weeks with things crossing over. Good thing is there's an international break, thank God, coming up. Like I said, I can't cope with these much longer, to be honest. But yeah, international break, I can focus a lot more on wrestling because I do not watch international football unless Ghana are playing, basically, which I don't think we are because we've just qualified for the World Cup. Do I need to tell you anything else? No, that's it at the minute. I'm hopefully going to be doing a live stream. Possibly, you'll have to bear with me on this because I need to remove my family for this one, but I'm going to be doing a live stream, hopefully for Liverpool versus Inter Milan as in a watch along. Now, I've not done one of these before, but I'm going to try and see if I can do one, but I need to have the wife and the child removed from the living rooms. We've got two living rooms, but they basically congregate in the one that I'm sat in at the minute, which is very unhelpful when you're trying to do this sort of thing of an evening. But yeah, if you're ever wondering why I'm doing 10:30 reactions, like why is bro doing it so late? Yeah, that's the reason, because those two basically who are sleeping above my head at the minute. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm also just very quickly, if anyone's interested, I'm actually going to be doing a live watch along for the World Cup draw. And you might just be like, but dude, you just said you weren't interested in international football. I'm not, apart from Ghana. That I am very, very excited about because obviously Ghana have not always qualified for the World Cup, but we've qualified for 5 out of the last 7 or 6, however many it is. So I'm going to kind of do it as a watch along, but I'm going to frame it for Ghana, basically, if you see what I mean. And then, yeah, I'll just do like the rest of the draw. I've got like this massive whiteboard. Obviously, you'll notice from my streams, I'm a bit of an old man, so I don't have fancy done graphics and talk like this really fast, because it would just sound stupid if I did it. I just shoot from the hip and I just say what's off the top of my head, basically, and I don't have fancy graphics and this, that, and the other. And what you see is what you get, as Stone Cold Steve Austin once said. And if you don't like it, tough luck. But yeah, I've got this whiteboard in our garage basically, that's like this big. So I'm currently trying to work out how I'm going to have it so that you guys can see it. Because most of the times I do these I do these live upstairs, where you see all the toys and stuff. I mean, Johnny and everyone else know what I'm on about, but usually behind me I've got like X-Men toys and like CM Punk figures and what have you. Um, so there's kind of room there, but leave it with us. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that, but we'll wait and see. Also, as well, last thing before I get into the comments, I'm going to watch. In fact, I'm getting tickets tomorrow, hopefully. Does anyone else like Predator? If you do, you're awesome. I'm going to be trying to do a live reaction to Predator Badlands. I am like seriously excited about this because I think the trailers look absolutely sick. But yeah, I'm going to do like a live out of reaction from the cinema, if you see what I mean. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, seeing it'll be Friday night in Leeds, which if you want to see something hilarious, I was actually thinking of doing the live reaction through the streets of Leeds. Now, those of you who know Leeds will probably say, Leon, that is not the best idea I've ever heard in my entire life. But yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but it's Predator comes out not this Friday, but it comes out the next Friday or something like that. So yeah, there'll be live reaction to that as well, and that will be under Geek Boy, a movie story, which is one of the free podcasts I do as well. Oh, that was a lot of talking. Anyway, right, folks. I'm gonna just read the comments because sorry, I've literally not looked at anyone's comment for about 10 minutes. So hopefully you're not all shouting at each other and this, that, and the other. Let's have a look. Right, Johnny, can we talk about Liverpool? Yes, we can, my friend. Mostly tomorrow. I don't have. I don't have more I can cope with talking about Liverpool. To be honest, I'm here for that. I'd slack slot for Zidane. Hear me out. Abramovich proves it worked. I've actually heard this theory, mate. Actually, to be honest, he shouldn't be in the situation in the first place. With Zidane, we won't have a mess. I'm not sure about Zidane, dude. To be honest, if Slot went personally for me, I would have Areola every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I think he's the best modern coach in the Premier League. And the only thing I would say is Zidane. Obviously, look, you can't not the bloke because at the end of the day, he's won what two or three La Ligas and what was it, four Champions Leagues. So people say um, that he's not a good manager. I mean, obviously he is because you don't win those even with the Real Madrid side without being a half decent manager. My concern if Slot went, and like I said, I do disagree, but I respect your opinion, Johnny. But my concern if Slot went is it needs to be someone for me personally that knows the league. And the only one in the Premier League that I would personally be comfortable with would be Areola, because like I said, obviously the natural person would be Xabi Alonso. Well, that's not happening for obvious reasons. Hansi Flick, could he cope with it? Maybe. I don't know, but I mean, again, he's at Barcelona, so this is the problem. Yeah, as stated, sorry, I'm not getting involved in that. Yeah, there we go. Not getting involved in that either. Ha ha ha! You're funny, aren't you? I'm not going to read that to be honest. Yeah, I tell you what. Sorry that I'd not. Sorry, folks, you've had to listen to that strange person. Do apologise. Didn't realise he was on. Yeah. Yep. Stop spamming. Yeah, you're so sad. Yeah, no, dude, I've already. Yeah, I've got rid. Nick Marshall, hi Nick, you're all right. Yeah. Right, let's get rid. Right, there we go. Job done. He's gone now. Can we talk about how good Suarez was in? We bloody well cannot, Johnny. No, outside. No, we're joking. Dude, I was fuming. Obviously, I think I've told you this story before, haven't I, mate? But like, literally, I remember being in the booth. I'll say it again quickly, but obviously, Ghana lost to Uruguay, and we should have beaten them. I will never forgive them for that. But we basically, me and the lads about 6 months later were watching transfer deadline day in the boozer because we'd all booked the day off to the after the day after the transfer window was finished, so that we can watch the transfer window, because me and the lads used to do daft things like that sometimes. I mean, if I took a day off to watch the transfer window now, I think my missus would kill me, to be honest. But we're all taking the day off, and me and the lads are like 3 sheets to the wind by this point, and I come back and they're all laughing at me, and I'm like, why are you all laughing at me? What's going on? And then it just came with a headline: Luis Suarez signs for Liverpool, and I was livid beyond words. But then we all know, obviously, Suarez was a very, very good footballer. But then I loved the way that everyone booed him when he came back from Barca, because I was like, haha, you know what I mean now, suckers. But yeah, no, I would, yeah. Ban him. Yes, I have banned him. Oh, thank you very much, Taco. It's very decent of you. Nearly got me there. Nearly got me. Hi, I'll just call you 6671. You Asian? I am not Asian, dude. I am. What am I? I'm half British, half Ghanaian. Yeah, I think that's what I am. Whatever you call it. You can just call me English or Ghanaian, whatever. Finn does WB. Hi, Finn. How you doing again? You're all right. Yeah, we spoke the other day, didn't we? Yeah, free to. Yeah, dude, it was awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah, not having that either. Sorry, I haven't got translator. Oh, Jim. Oh no, what about? Oh, you want about Predator? I don't know. I just think it looks really good. I hope you're wrong, and I hope it's not crap, because I mean, I can't remember the last time we had a really, really awesome Predator film. I'm a massive Predator fan. I absolutely love the franchise. Predator 2 is actually one of my favourite films of all time. I love the original, obviously, with Arnie. Get to the chopper. But I love Predator 2. I just think it's an absolute classic, to be honest. But yeah, yes, no, that's fine. That's fine, Johnny. Not a problem. Glasgow. Second on the list. Personally, for me, I'm really high on Areola. I think he's a superb coach, so I'd probably still go with him. But yeah, no, I see your point. If it's going to be an English thing, um, then yeah, that is a possibility. Yeah, no, fair play. I've not really given that much thought, to be honest. But personally, for me, it's Areola all the way. I love the way Bournemouth play football, and I just think we as Liverpool fans demand attacking football, which is not really helping us at the minute. But I think if you're gonna do that and have a bit of defensive solidity about you, maybe Areola's the one. Plus, he could also get Antoine Semenyo, who I want Liverpool to sign for no reason, obviously. Yes, there we go. No, Man City will win. Can Arsenal win the Premier? Yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. I'd probably do the same as Suarez. Do you think Henry loses sleep over his handball, or Suarez? Do you think people? I don't know, Johnny, to be honest. All I can say is Luis Suarez, having spoken to other Ghanaians about this, is the most reviled man in all of Ghana. You will not find a single person that he likes. Obviously, there's Liverpool fans in Ghana who will. Obviously, I had the thing where I had to get behind him, but I still always hated him, if you see what I mean. But Luis Suarez, actually, to be fair, Enoch Bushi now. Oh, you're a Liverpool fan. We rivals now. Oh, dude, don't be like that. Hey, like I said, 4473. I think you'll win the league, mate. You've got no thingy from me there. That's absolutely fine. I think you're the best team in the league. I mean, I've got no problems with that fellow whatsoever. Hello, Arthur. Arthur? I'll just call you Arthur. Sorry, my glasses in sight sometimes. But yeah, no, Johnny, like I was saying, mate, Luis Suarez, in all the time I've watched live football, so when I'm actually in the stadium, I watched Liverpool versus Wigan, and to this day, it was a 1-1 draw, nothing very exciting about the match. To this day, it's the best live performance I've ever seen from a single footballer, other than when I saw John Barnes against Derby County. He was so much better than everyone in that field. Absolutely. It was a magnificent performance, I have to be honest. And he's one of the best, if not best, I've ever seen play for Liverpool Football Club, but I can't ever like the bloke because what he did. I also was not one of the Liverpool fans that defended it, not with the racial things, obviously that's speaks for itself, but the biting thing with Ivanovic was, as a Liverpool fan, I don't think I've ever been so embarrassed in all my life. It was embarrassing for the club to be dragged through something like that. It was just appalling beyond words, really. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, and in Uruguay, no idea and couldn't care less. And I wish Uruguay all the bad luck in the world. I know they're a very, very good team, and obviously we had Darwin as well. But yeah, I hope Uruguay gets smashed to pieces, basically, because I would never forgive them, basically. Let's have a look. Any again? I'll just call you 4-4-7-3. Suarez or Salah? Mo Salah. It's not really an argument for me. Mo Salah is now. Obviously, I miss Kenny Dalglish, but I'd always put him in there because of the clips that I've seen and everything. But for me, in the times of watch, hi Billy, you all right? How you doing? In the times that I've watched Liverpool Football Club, the top three, and this is just personally for me, John Barnes, because he was my hero growing up, and he's still one of the best players I've ever seen play professional football. Obviously, you guys might be a bit younger, but I used to watch John Barnes, and he was he was something else. He was an absolute fantastic footballer. Mo Salah is probably, these are players that I've seen, so obviously I miss like people like Graham Souness and this, that, and the other. But for me, the greatest player that's ever played for Liverpool is Steven Gerrard. Simple as that. Other than Suarez, it's the best live performance I've ever seen. I only got the pleasure of seeing him once. I think it was against West Ham many years ago, and he's the greatest footballer that I've ever seen. Played for the football club. Simple as that. I mean, I love Robbie Fowler. Robbie Fowler would personally, for me, be in a top 5 because I loved Robbie Fowler so much. But yeah, how's my day been? It's not been too bad, Billy Boy, at all, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed the live stream. Yeah, and thanks for joining. However, I'll just do this one quickly first, and then I am making a move because, funny story, I actually started cooking something because I didn't think I'd be on this long, and I don't want the wife like wringing my neck because it's basically burnt the house down. Yeah, like I am a bit weird. What's happened to Verts and Isaac? It's simple. 4-4-7-3. They have been bloody dreadful. Simple as that. They haven't played very well, and they need to step up and pull their fingers out of their bottoms and crack on. Simple as that. The end. Yes, anyway, folks, I'm going to head off now. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Okay, that's a very strange way to end. Thank you for that. Yeah, thanks, everyone, for watching. It's been great. And I will, like I said, I'll be back on tomorrow at 10:30. I can probably stay on for a lot longer tomorrow. It's just I've got a couple of bits and bats that I need to do tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow for Liverpool reaction. Yay, great. I'm sure it's going to be fun. By the way, if it goes into a penalty shooter, I'm not covering a penalty shooter. Simple as that. But if we get through, I'll try and do like a live draw so we can do like a watch along. I'll put it on my thingy TV and then I can just tell you who's got through and this, that, and the other. But yeah, cool, nice one. Wait, Van Dijk or Bastoni? Oh, Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, simple as that. Yeah. Cheers, Billy, as well. Thank you for, like I said, everyone. Thanks very much. Thank you, Johnny, top bloke. Thanks, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow night at 10:30 for Liverpool versus Crystal Palace live reaction. Can't wait. See you all soon, guys. Bye bye.